the Saturday edition of Box Seat. I'm Adam McGrath and again joined by Ian Lenton. And Ian, we return to Ascot.
Yes, look, it was a shorter winter at Belmont, but it felt long enough. We didn't really have the best conditions for the most of that winter, so we get back to Ascot. Conditions look fantastic for our premier racecourse.
Well, let's take a look at the conditions that you mentioned. 30 degrees and sunny for the first day back at Ascot Racecourse, so should be tremendous racing weather. The rail is out 10 metres and we'll be racing on a good 3 as well, so I'm really looking forward to this race car. There is good horses all the way throughout, and we start with the Myer Fashion Trophy over the 1,000 metres for the 2-year-olds, and again looks at a pretty good race.
Yeah, it does. We have a lot of impressive triallers. We normally do it this time of the year. This will be the second 2-year-old race of the season. We get to see the best through, and we have Storm Power, which is very good in the first race, just going down by a length in the end.
Into the home straight, Storm Power, 2 lengths Gangbuster, followed by Schultz and Whispering Brook, followed by Luna Rossa starting its run at the 200. Storm Power the leader by 2 to Gangbuster. He has to go for the Persuader. Whispering Brook is battling away. Prince Maritz is coming through. 100 left to go. Storm Power the leader. Here's Whispering Brook though, picking it up. It's Whispering Brook on the outside, grabbing Storm Power in the final few strides.
It was a good performance by Storm Power in the end, and I think what we noticed with her was that she almost ran a race before even heading out of the mountain enclosure as well. So if she takes a lot of improvement from that experience and she can settle a bit more, I think she'll be really hard to chase down. Yeah,
it's a really good point you raised. We saw her in the yard and really kind of almost put a line through before they even raced that on the 3rd of October. So coming to this with that experience, as you mentioned, still at the low weight on speed, will be very hard to get past.
I normally do like horses that have run the 850 metre trial or more, but the 400 metre performance of Our Time Will Come was very impressive.
Yeah, it was. This horse has nuclear speed just from point to point. Now, we haven't seen that obviously stretched out beyond that 400 metres. And I'm like you, I don't normally like that, but this horse is so quick. And we know on speed these 2-year-old races always the preferred place to be.
And what about number 11, Sweet Aura here for Adam Durant, William Python to ride. He's not often known for having the up and running 2-year-olds, Durant, but this one looks ready to go.
Yeah, it does. It was a very strong trial, extended nicely in the final stages. And yeah, it's rare that Adam Durant would have a 2-year-old at this time of the year. Drawn poorly, however, and might have to go back and be resigned to the pattern of the race.
Well, let's take a look at selections for the first race of the day, and I'm going to be tipping number 7, Storm Power. From number 11, Sweet Aura, number 2, Chinstrap, and number 10, Our Time Will Come.
I'm 10, Our Time Will Come from number 7, Storm Power, the 9, Bonny Be Good, and number 11, Sweet Aura.
Race number 2 at Ascot, it is Perth. Race number 6 for our Singapore viewers. It's over the 1,000 metres, and we are going to see some fireworks in this race.
Did my speed map for this race. 8 horses, pretty much
all forward.
7 litres. There's only a couple that will yield on speed. The rest of them you just think will be super aggressive in this race, which makes it just fascinating to project.
The replay that we have to show, again, has to be the Group 2 Karrakatta performance of Lucky Street. This was a simply outstanding performance, won by 4.5 lengths. The future for this horse is unknown, but it does look really exciting. We'll take a look at that victory now.
They'd straightened up. Mystic Maid at the head of the others, followed by Military Rain at the 250, and he lets down the colt and away he goes. Lucky Street straight at them. He put up 4 lengths in the twinkling of an eye from Sensei Mystic Maid. All interest in the minors. He's racing away. The Pontiff guides his first Karrakatta plate home, and Lucky Street blew them away.
Yep, superb performance there by Lucky Street, and has been doing it in brilliant time. It came in to this campaign now off a trial that, look, it was belted from start to finish. And there was no blinkers on that trial, which confused me. They obviously left something for the race start, but I don't know why it was hit so aggressively. So, look, it is the one to beat, no doubt about that. But yeah, something just doesn't sit right with me with Lucky Street.
It certainly is going to be interesting to see how Lucky Street shows up for this first up run. What about the trial of Liberty's Gem and also on a downtown train?
Look, on a downtown train normally trials well, and you look at its performances at the Ascot track. This is its preferred circuit. And Liberty's Gem, I think it hasn't raced over this distance, but I'm positive it'll be able to run strongly point to point, and I think this is the biggest threat to Lucky Street.
If you're looking for a value bet throughout the card, I thought number 2, Dueton, might be the way to play. You have a look at the weight now, just 57 kilos with CLINT, Johnston-PORT to ride, and it's won over this distance in the same grade, carrying the 58.5, and of course was beaten under a length when carrying the 60.5 3 starts ago, sorry, as well. So with this light weight from the draw and with a bit of speed in it, this might be the one that jumps out of the ground late.
That's right. Well, this is one we know won't lead. So from the inside barrier, we'll hopefully not be too far away from the leaders, and from that position, hopefully DUETON can use its turn of foot, because I agree, I think it's a good each-way bet.
Well, let's take a look at selections for race number 2. I'm going to be tipping number 5, Lucky Street, from number 3, Liberty's Gem, number 6, ONADOWNTOWNTRAIN, and number 2, DUETON.
I'm with you, 5, Lucky Street on top from 3, Liberty's Gem, number 2, DUETON, and the 7, DELRAY Beach.
Race number 3 at Ascot, it is Perth. Race number 8 for our Singapore viewers. It's over the 1,200 metres, and you couldn't have been more impressive than what we saw with Silverstream first up.
It was brilliant. I took a mild set against Silverstream just because you don't see horses win from the back of the field like that over 1,000 metres. But what it did was remarkable to win by 2 lengths, and coming into this, it just looks like it'll be suited at any race over a short course distance, I should say.
Stepping up to the 1,200 metres here does look ideal, but as you mentioned, that performance over the 1,000, it was a remarkable run, and we'll take a look at that victory now.
Followed by Blacksmith. In the middle is Rule to Win. Stable Secret down towards the inside. Then Far Spring. And Pike goes to work on Silverstream, who's coming to the middle of the course at the 200. And Aunty ZELMA had gone up to head off Super 88. It's Aunty ZELMA the leader. Down the outside comes Silverstream. She's coming with a blistering run. Silverstream descending upon Aunty ZELMA. Straight past her she goes. 4 for the day for Pike. And
it comes into this with a career record weight, Silverstream, but with that performance, you just can't see it much holding this out with that turn of foot. So drawn a little awkwardly again. It'll be back though. I don't think there's any issue.
The other runner for Grant Williams is Joyful Hope. Was a brilliant performance last start. Lucy Warwick rode on that occasion. Glenn Smith takes the ride now. Beat Military Rain by 2 lengths, which is racing later on in the card, and just did it with ease as well out in front.
Yeah, almost broke the clock as well. So it looks like it is probably due to lead this race from that wide barrier. It might be tricky to get across, but once there, I think it's probably the main threat to Silverstream.
Number 5, Regal Commander for Adam Durant. Clint Johnson-Porter to ride as well, so the 54 kilos. A good winner 2 starts ago. Last start ran into My Sister Lil, but again showed enough running on strongly that day. Yeah,
it was a good performance. A really strong finish on the line to get within My Sister Lil of that margin. So drawn well again, Clint Johnson-Porter to take the claim. It's probably one of the main chances.
Well, let's take a look at selections then for race number 3. I'm going to be tipping number 6, Silverstream, from number 5, Regal Commander, number 9, Universal Moon, and number 4, Joyful Hope.
I'm 6, Silverstream, from 4, Joyful Hope, the 5, Regal Commander, and number 8, Step Right Up.
Race number 4 at Ascot, it is Perth. Race number 10 for our Singapore viewers. It's over the 1,500 metres. We see a very impressive field in front of us, especially KOUTOU, which of course is heading over east soon. So just having a bit of a freshen up here and try and make sure it's still turned on, ready to go. Yeah,
looking for 5 in a row here. It's beaten a few of these horses before, but look, has to give them a bit of weight. It will not be easy coming back in distance, but drawn to be running home with Clint Johnson-Porter, but reproduce what it did to Videla Blue last start would be very hard to beat.
Well, let's take a look at that performance. As you mentioned, it was a winner by over a length. This was over the 2,200 metres. We'll take a look at that run now.
And leading Military Service, which has run to second. Insurgency down on the inside, and here comes KOUTOU now. He's ambling up to them, KOUTOU, with 250 left to go. He wanted to roll in a little. Verdelho Blue's fighting back. KOUTOU gaining the upper hand, a half a length in front of Verdelho Blue. Drive West Military Service battling out the minor placing, but he's starting to really lengthen stride here, and a good test against the older horses for the 3.
It was a big achievement by KOUTOU. Really had to prove itself over that distance, and it did so by beating the older horses, which is not easy. So coming into this, it looks like it still has a marginal advantage over some of the others who it beat, but it's going to be a bit harder with that weight.
Number 2, London Line, ridden by Jason Brown. Should get a really good run from barrier 2 with the 58.5 kilos. That's a small concern for me. I know it carried last start and finished second, but I think the 1,500 metres will be ideal.
Yeah, I think so too. It only gets the 1.5 kilograms on KOUTOU, and drawn well, is capable of improving and bridging that margin, but you still maybe think there's just an edge to KOUTOU.
Number 4, See Me Sizzle, for mine is the obvious danger here. Glenn Smith the ride, drawn nicely in barrier 1. This horse has got plenty of class, can sit midfield, can sit outside the leader if they need it. It's got a few aspects of the way it wants to race, and I thought it certainly looked a good chance in this. Yeah,
look, it went down to a length and a half to KOUTOU, but look, last time it went, it was a perfect ride from William Pike and actually loses weight, so I'm a little bit cautious about its chances.
What about number 5, Key to Fame here? We know this horse can lead. It showed really good fight last start as well. It's now 2 from 2 this campaign. What's your thoughts in this race?
I was so impressed last start. Look, I'm not wrapped on form through Express Snooper in general against horses like the class we're looking at the top of the weights, but the way Key to Fame did and extended past the line, the times on the day was outstanding for Key to Fame, and I think this is the danger because it will lead on its ear, and will have that advantage.
Conditions will suit, there's no doubt about that. Let's take a look at selections for race number 4. I'm going to be tipping number 1 KOUTOU, from number 4 See Me Sizzle, number 2 London Line, and number 5 Key to Fame.
5 Key to Fame on top from number 1 KOUTOU, number 4 See Me Sizzle, and number 2 London Line.